Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across the galaxy, always great to see you, and dare I say, it's great to be in the Empire today, and we got a banger of a video to showcase to you, dare I say, now declassified information on a very secret counter that has been killing me not to tell you guys. Anytime I come up with my own counters or I see one that's in public that I think you guys should know about, I make a video about it right away. But for the first time ever, this counter is so secretive, or was so secretive, and was so viable, and it takes no legendaries at all to pull this. The counter Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. My guild showed me this about a week or so ago, and they asked me, please don't talk about it just yet until it goes public. So for the first time ever, I oblige, because this isn't a counter anyone can think of. It takes really deep understanding of mods and understanding Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's AI. And the team that we're going to be talking about today is Captain Rex and the 501st going up against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. No legendaries at all, no gas, no Jedi Luke, no galactic legends, no Jedi Revan. Normally, when we go up against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, we're normally using a team like Jedi Knight Revan up against them right here. This is the team we normally use, and that takes a journey character, it takes another journey character, and that's a hard character to farm as well. But this team right here, you are most likely not using anywhere else. That's important compared to countering Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which saves you your Darth Vader or your Jedi teams to be used somewhere else in Grand Arena. And if you don't even have those, you can be competitive in Squad Arena if you don't have a Galactic Legends at all. We're going to talk about this, but I got to give massive credit to Synergy from Maw. They spent last week, they spent about a good hour or two talking with me, working through the counter, telling me the mods I have to work on, because if you can master this counter and have the right mods, you're going to become way better in Grand Arena. And mods are the key thing. You can't just take the lineup and go in. You need to understand mods. And with this lineup, I'll show you my mods in a moment. You want to make sure Fives has over 78% armor, so high defensive mods and lots of health, because the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren AI, as we're going to see from this video, from this little montage reel that Synergy put together for me, you are going to see how Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, he is very weird when it comes to Fives, because how it works, we've kind of shown lineups that exploit this to a good extent. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is designed when there is Fives on the field, he acts differently, because they do not want to accidentally trigger the Fives sacrifice. And as you're going to see here, look, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is at full charge, yet he keeps plowing through Fives, hoping to knock him down. But with the combination of high defense mods, high health, and of course, Barriss Offee Zeta, Fives is basically indestructible against the massive amounts of damage against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Now, you might be familiar with a variant of Chewbacca being in this lineup, but why would you want to burn? The goal is to try to counter the best teams possible using the least amount of legendaries and big name characters. So you don't need Chewbacca in this lineup anymore, because usually you would guard Fives at Chewbacca, and that would kind of give you the same results. But with high defense mods, it's basically almost like a built-in guard mechanism. And when paired with Barriss, anytime Fives is being critically hit, he's recovering health back. And look at this. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to let it run one more battle, and I want to show you why this lineup is so specific and not anyone can really just think of this. And the reason why is Kylo Ren, depending on how many 501st clone members you have with Fives, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren acts a little bit differently. And look at that. Down goes Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with all 5 clones and Barriss standing strong. Incredibly important. But let's talk about what you want to do. We talked about how Kylo Ren acts around Fives. Larry, the Sith Trooper, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, as well as Hux, they're going to constantly target Fives. It's just taking advantage of the AI that Capital Games programmed within Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. But what you're going to want to do is, the main problem, honestly, with countering this team is Kylo Ren unmasked, because he is so thick and he's kind of hard to take down. So the goal is here is to let First Order Stormtrooper constantly feed turn meter to the First Order team over there, which, as you know, would press the advantage with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's unique ability. Anytime dark side allies are gaining turn meter, they're losing their survivability. So Kylo Ren unmasked becomes easier to kill off. Same thing of Hux. Eventually, Hux just dwindles away to like only 100 health and can easily be sneezed on and deleted. So what you're going to want to do is, anytime Captain Rex is about to take a turn or Barriss, target First Order Stormtrooper, because Captain Rex's basic removes turn meter from Kylo Ren unmasked, and you do not want to do that. Listen clearly, do not use Captain Rex basic to remove turn meter, because you're going to make it more difficult to take down Kylo Ren unmasked at the very end. Incredibly important. So don't kill a First Order Stormtrooper too early. If you're getting stuck behind Kylo Ren Mask, chances are you are killing off the First Order Stormtrooper way too early. Kylo Ren Mask is down. Feel free to take out the First Order Stormtrooper, and basically it's game, set, match at this point. You really have to fight the clock. It takes a while to make this counter work, but it does work, and you will be taking almost 4.5 minutes, give or take, when you go up against this team. So you really have to fight the clock up against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Again, another fantastic battle going through right here. It's just, whew. And the question's going to come up, is this going to get nerfed? It really just comes down to, is Capital Games going to buff a character that is already several months old, and they've already kind of known about this weird interaction between Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Fives, because we've seen the Chewbacca Fives variant. Let me hop over to my gameplay real quick and show you what happens when we go up against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and don't bring in the full team. This team is a must, because let's say you still want to stick to a 5-0 first team. Let's say, I don't know, let's say, for example, you do not have ARC Trooper. You have Echo, but you don't have ARC Trooper, so you're going to put in Ahsoka Tano. So you still have a full 5-0 first team to a good extent, but watch what happens. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren now will feel free to use his AoE abilities. Watch, he's still going to grab their 5s at the beginning, but once Hux passed the turn order, boom! He used the AoE. None of the gameplay just showed you a moment ago. He uses his AoE ability, and that is incredibly important to point out why this team is so specific with its modding and the actual team. Let's go roll a little bit more of the gameplay over here. It's this is going to be a game changer for people out there. We're going to run one more battle back here, and then I'm going to show you the mods, more specifically how you're going to want to get them. But the main thing is you need defense mods. Defense mods, for the most part, are kind of ignored in Galaxy Heroes, but lately they're becoming more and more important to pull off these really weird, funny counters, like what we see with Fives. High armor allows Fives to reduce the amount of damage by a drastic amount. From Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, from Larry to Sith Trooper, from the Hux mass assist that's being called in, and you need to make sure you have the right amount of health. After Fives is modded properly, the next two biggest priorities is making sure that ARC Trooper has a crazy amount of offense. I showed you the mods a second ago in terms of the guidelines. I'll show them again in a moment here, but Echo and ARC Trooper need to be modded for high amounts of offense so they can churn through Kylo Ren unmasked. And luckily the turret from the ARC Trooper does true damage, which ignores defense. So that is why the ARC Trooper is incredibly important. So as I said, Rex, you kind of want to avoid using your basic on the Kylo Ren Mask. You need to use on First Order Stormtrooper, but you really want to make sure that Fives, as well as ARC Trooper and Echo, are constantly targeting Kylo Ren Unmasked, because they're going to be the ones in charge of putting him down, and First Order Stormtroopers just dwindling away their team because of the massive amounts of turn meter that he's feeding here. So again, in a moment, we're going to get rid of Kylo Ren Unmasked. Boom! Feel free to take out the First Order Stormtrooper. And I wonder how things are going to move going forward, because First Order Stormtroopers, the reason why Kylo Ren Unmasked is getting dwindled away. Now, some might say, oh, just put Nice as a zombie and you're good to go. But the problem is now you lose the full First Order bonus with Hux, and now Captain Rex or Darth Vader can gain turn meter to defeat the team. So although you can alter this team with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you're gonna weaken it and make other counters more viable. Once you take out a full First Order team, you're gonna be able to do Darth Vader lead or Darth Vader and just walk around this team, because this is the very best Supreme Leader Kylo Ren team overall in the game right here. So it's going to be curious to see how people move going forward. Let me show you the mods real quick on what you're going to want to run here. Again, very important. Fives is the most important thing. If you cannot get his defense high enough, then just scrap it. 78% is the goal to shoot for, and I got 79.8%. And the goal is 100,000 health, but if you get higher armor compared to 70% like I did, 95,000 health is getting the job done for me as well. By far, the most important thing is just making sure you get the defense mods. Try to get the health primers wherever you can. Try to slice up defense mods. I spent the past week in farming solely defense mods. Don't worry about speed. You just need the high defense. That comes around, or no defense here, but we do have the defense primary right there. Here we go. Another good one. 11.5% defense. So again, defense sets, at least get 2 defense sets, 2 health sets, and you got to just make sure that defense is high, and the health is high. If not, do not bother with this counter. And then when we come to ARC Trooper, let's take a look at ARC Trooper real quick. We got to make sure the physical damage is up there as well. So the physical damage is going to be down here. 11,330 physical offense is what you're going to want to get. At least over 11,000 is the goal to shoot for with ARC Trooper, because if I recall correctly, the turret is based off the ARC Trooper. So you want to make sure you get as much offense on him as possible. And then with Echo, what you're going to want to do is try to get, again, at least over 8,000 physical offense on him. The reason why I'm going down the modding, because normally you can kind of get away with modding as long as you have the lineup, you're good to go. Here, it's incredibly important to have the mods correct. Barris, I don't really have amazing mods on her, but just you want to have good health in her. As much health as possible. I don't really have 6-dot mods or anything on her. You just want that Zeta on swift recovery with her. And Captain Rex, mainly, you just want to make sure he's got enough health so he can survive, because sometimes he'll get hit by Larry or First Order Stormtroopers counterattacks. You just want to make sure that he's got a decent amount of health, over 70,000 or so. And just for one more time, let me just show you Synergy's mod recommendation breakdown right here. All right here. Defense mods, weird, but spend about a weekend farming defense mods, and chances are you're going to find the defense sets you need with the defense primaries and secondaries and the health primaries. Don't worry about speed, and that is going to help you master this counter. Really funny counter, but man, if you guys can master the mods and just take advantage of the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren AI, you're going to be in such a whole different ball game for Squad Arena, but more importantly, Grand Arena. Because if you could save your Jedi Knight Revan, your Darth Revan, your Jedi Knight Luke, your General Anakin Skywalker, whatever you're using, holy cow, that changes the ball game. So that's going to wrap it up for today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you, Synergy, for the in-depth mod breakdown and spending time with me over the last week going through this counter, because if people adopt this, it's going to be a huge game changer for you guys out there. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below, support the 501st and Captain Rex. Can I just say that Captain Rex lead has been a staple lead to use in Galaxy Heroes ever since he came to Galaxy Heroes in 2016. Amazing character to this day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.